What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing the big Champions League quarter-final preview for the first leg in Manchester between Manchester City and Borussia Dortmund. Before I crack on with this video though, this video is sponsored and brought to you by the best footballing app out there, OneFootball. This video is brought to you by OneFootball. If you want to download the OneFootball app, all you need to do is press the link at the top of my description, which will take you forward to where you can download this app. The OneFootball app is extremely useful if you are a huge football fan just like me. It provides you with the latest footballing news, transfer news, and the latest videos as well. It is one source of information of where I get my transfer news from. It also allows you to see the latest scores with what's happening in the footballing world. If you just click on a game, including any Manchester City game, it will not only bring up the latest team news, but it will also bring up the latest statistics and keep you up to date with everything happening in that game. If you want to download this app, all you need to do is press the link at the top of the description to stay up to date. Thank you very much to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. If you want to go and stay up to date with the latest football news, transfer news, it's one of the sources that I use to get my transfer information from, by the way. And also live commentary, latest fixtures, results, statistics, live league tables, and where you can tune in if you're watching the game on the TV for any of the games, of course, very important during the time when fans aren't allowed in stadiums. Then OneFootball will bring that to you, so do go and download the OneFootball app. Press that link at the top of my description. That takes you to the download page to download their app. In doing so does help to support the future content created here on my channel. Don't forget also to subscribe. It is free. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Leave me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. And also don't forget, let me know your thoughts in the comments below with your score and team prediction for this game. So let's crack on with this video. Tuesday, 6th of April 2021, 8 PM BST kickoff time in Manchester, Etihad Stadium. It's Champions League quarter-final first leg time. It's Man City taking on Borussia Dortmund. Manchester City's biggest game of the season so far. We've got two attacking teams here. Looks like there's going to be goals. Should be a good tie. Now, in terms of the route here, Manchester City, we knocked out Borussia Mönchengladbach, who are also playing in the Bundesliga, via two legs in Budapest. Borussia Dortmund, they knocked out Sevilla. That was largely down to their fantastic win in their first leg in Spain. And so because of that, we must avoid giving Dortmund kind of anything to play with going into their home game for the second leg. We need to make sure that we win this game. We win this game, puts us in a strong position going into that second leg. And like I said, because of that, it was a massive helping hand to Dortmund knocking out Sevilla because they got that away result. They're coming to Manchester City away first. They want an away result. They get an away result. Then Dortmund are going to fancy their chances going into that second leg. So we need to be learning from Sevilla and making sure that we get something to take to Germany with us. Of course, I was expecting this game to be played in Budapest, in Hungary once more at the Puskás Arena. Isn't the case. It's been allowed for Borussia Dortmund to travel over to England, so this game is going to be played at the Etihad Stadium, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. I did enjoy us playing at the Puskás Arena. I did enjoy the neutral venues. It ended up feeling like both sides having an away game. And I felt like it was bringing out the best in Manchester City. I mean, we cruised past Mönchengladbach. I'm fairly sure that if we'd had to have gone to Germany for our tie with them, then that might have been a different result. We may have found it a little bit more tricky, whereas we're coming to the Etihad Stadium for this game, and then we've got to go to the Signal Iduna Park for the return leg against Dortmund. It is as you would expect and as of normal. However, there isn't going to be fans in the stadium. Now, Dortmund, they're currently sitting in 5th in the Bundesliga. They lost to Frankfurt at the weekend, who are currently sitting in 4th. That was a massive game because that was kind of like a Champions League decider. That was to put Dortmund in a stronger position to try and get Champions League football next season. They lost. Because of that, they're 7 points behind 4th, which is a Champions League place in Germany, and they've got 7 games to play. They've got it all to do. I'm suggesting here that maybe the Champions League might be the route for Dortmund to potentially get back into the Champions League next season. Of course, the winner of the Champions League will automatically go into pot 1. Manchester City on course to win the Premier League, so we'd already go into pot 1. But we're still looking for our first Champions League trophy, which I think is enough motivation in itself. Dortmund, though, they're going to want to win this tie. They're going to want to go through. They know that they can face their nemesis Bayern Munich in the semi-final or Paris Saint-Germain. They'll fancy their chances. Once you get past the quarter-final, you're one of 4 teams that stand the possibility of winning the illustrious European Cup. We're getting to the very exciting stages now of the Champions League, and so I am really looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to the other games as well. This is where it's going to be decided. Who is better than who? How are we playing? How's our bottle? How's our nerve? Manchester City at this moment in time on course for a potential quadruple to win every single trophy on offer to us. This, though, probably the most difficult of them all for us to win. And this is a big, big game against a very good, very well-drilled Borussia Dortmund team. So let's speak about Dortmund. Obvious threat. Erling Haaland, one of the quickest, most clinical strikers in the world. He's brilliant on the ball. He's got a good long-range shot on him too. He's good in the air. He's just an all-round amazing striker. There's no wonder that lots of top European clubs are currently chasing his signature, and it's of no surprise to me that Dortmund are asking for a whopping 150 million euros for his signature in the summer. He is that good. If Manchester City want to progress to the semi-final of the Champions League, we must find a way to stop Erling Haaland. Now, Dortmund have got other good players around him that can cause us problems, giving Haaland the supply. One of them biggest players that they have got is Jadon Sancho. He is a major doubt for this game. He's a doubt for the second leg as well next week. He hasn't trained with the squad as of yesterday on Easter Sunday. If he is fit enough, maybe for a morale boost to Dortmund, he might make the bench. He won't be starting in this game, though. That is a big bonus to Manchester City. Makes me quite sad, because I was looking forward to Sancho returning back to Manchester City, returning back to the Etihad Stadium and seeing what he can do. After all, it's the Champions League. You want to be going up against the best teams in the world. You want to be going up against their best players as well. It's not going to be happening. Axel Witsel, he's also going to be missing for this game too. And so instead, Dortmund are going to have to look towards squad rotation. How good's their squad depth? Well, we're looking at players like Jude Bellingham, who they brought in from Birmingham City, having a good season. He obviously got called up by England because he's having that good of a season. We're going to have to make sure we keep him quiet. I'm wondering possibly if Claudio Reyna, former Manchester City man, his son Giovanni Reyna plays for Dortmund. He might feature in this game. I imagine that it'll probably go with Jude Bellingham on one side and Thorgan Hazard on the other, of course. Eden Hazard's brother. So yeah, there's lots of decent players for Dortmund in attack that can give that service to Erling Haaland. So whilst we need to be focusing on keeping Haaland quiet, and I will get to how Manchester City can do that, we also need to be very wary of the threats coming out wide from players like Hazard, from players like Bellingham, Reyna if he plays. I mean, Sancho could be chucked on here. If he's fit enough to go on the bench, he might be given maybe a cameo appearance as well. So we need to make sure we're finding ways to limit space for Dortmund to get any attacks going. Looking elsewhere to their squad, we're looking at Thomas Delaney, Marco Reus. They're going to be in the middle. Could be very busy for them. Guerreiro too. Emre Can, Julian Brandt, Manuel Akanji, Mats Hummels. This is a good side with some good players there that Manchester City need to be right on the money when we're playing our game. We need to make sure that we're putting our chances away, we're creating opportunities, and we're being relentless, we're being ruthless, we're showing absolutely no respect. And no disrespect there to Dortmund, but I don't want us to show any respect. I want us to turn up and say to Dortmund, you're coming to our ground, this is how we play and this is what we're going to do. How are you going to stop us? Whilst also we need to be thinking about how we're going to stop them, mainly Erling Haaland. That's where the threat and the danger is going to be. But Dortmund isn't the do-all and end-all. There's lots of threats elsewhere in their squad too. We've got 180 minutes. We need to nullify these attacking threats. The moments where Dortmund want to come forward, where they want to attack. And like I said, Haaland, he's got a really good long-range shot on him. So it's not just a case of keeping him outside of the box. It's all about man-marking him out of the game, limiting his space, forcing him backwards, and always having his back to goal and forcing him backwards. City, we're going to look to try and dominate possession. We're going to look to try and control the game, dictate the pace of the game. And like I said, this will come down to who is clinical. If City have their clinical touch, I'm confident we can create plenty of opportunities to win this tie. I'm confident. Sounds very overconfident this, but City are a very capable side. We're capable, if we are very clinical, of sealing this tie in this first leg at the Etihad Stadium. Dortmund, they're going to want to punish Manchester City. I've got a feeling Dortmund are going to come all guns blazing at us, maybe for the first 20 or 30 minutes. So that first half is a massive, massive moment across the two legs for this tie. And it's going to be extremely important in how Manchester City manage and handle that first phase of attack that comes from Dortmund. City, of course, I'd be looking, if we do score, get the first goal. Always important when City are playing. Keep going, push for the second, push for the third, push for the fourth. If there's an opportunity to kill this tie in this game, go and do it. Don't do what we did against Mönchengladbach, settle on a 2-0 and still give them a glimmer of hope. I don't want any glimmer of hope. If there's 3 or 4 goals to be got in the game, go and get them 3 or 4 goals. Sort it from there. Now, for Manchester City, do expect more squad rotation. There's a selection headache for Pep Guardiola. Benjamin Mendy, Fernandinho, Aymeric Laporte, Kevin De Bruyne, Kyle Walker, all had very good games against Leicester City. Away from home, a very good side as well. So Pep Guardiola, what team is he going to go for? Manchester City, of course, competing for the illustrious quadruple. We're going to need lots of squad rotation. We played Dortmund in, 8 days' time after this game for the second leg. We've got a big Premier League game sandwiched between it against Leeds United, where win that game, we're nearly there in winning the Premier League. Then we've got a match against Chelsea in the FA Cup quarterfinals that follows the away leg against Dortmund. So many important games for City. Like I said, this is an ideal opportunity, whereas if we can get 3 or 4 goals, go and do it. Then do a bit of rotation in Dortmund instead, but maybe I'm getting a bit too ahead of myself. Now, nothing really too much to add with the Manchester City squad. We have got 2 players to every single position. We've got a full squad to go with. I would expect Pep Guardiola to maybe chuck out 2 or 3 surprises. I've bared that in mind with my team selection, so I've chucked out a couple of surprises in me trying to predict what Guardiola might go with, though he is a very, very difficult man to predict. I'm worried he might try and overthink this. However, Pep Guardiola, he has said before the game, he's very experienced. He knows what to expect from Dortmund. He's played them before. He's managed in Germany. He knows everything that they're about. So I'm confident that he can turn up and get a really good result for Manchester City. I reckon this is going to be a really tight game. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Manchester City, but a win is a win. Gives us something to work with when we go back to the Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund with something to work with. Like I said, a positive away result for Dortmund will give them every confidence going into their home match in the second leg. Ideally, I'd like to have been at home in the second leg. It is what it is. Like I said, if there's an opportunity there for us to go and kill the game, go and do it. I wouldn't be upset, by the way, if we got a 0-0. No away goals is really good for Manchester City. It does mean that Dortmund will have to go to their own backyard and beat us. It means anything that's a draw, as long as City have scored a goal, so 1-1, 2-2, etc., etc., Manchester City do go through. However, I'm positive thinking, I want to win. So if we can do that, go and do that. We must be clinical, though. Right, I'm going to pop up my team prediction now for you. I bear this in mind, like I said, I'm expecting surprises. So I would go with Ederson in goal. I'm going for a back 3. Kyle Walker, right-hand side. Laporte on the left-hand side. Ruben Dias through the middle. Surprise there, John Stones not starting. I'm just doing that because I would go with that back 3. I would be telling Kyle Walker, nullify Bellingham or Hazard, whoever is to go on the left-hand side, and also try and keep up pace with Erling Haaland. I'd be telling Ruben Dias, he likes to sit deepest. Your job, keep Haaland quiet. Laporte, in my opinion, City's best ball-playing centre-back. That's why I put him in the team ahead of John Stones. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see John Stones start. We could see Stones go alongside Diaz and Laporte, possibly as a back 3. I'm going for Cancelo to start on the left-hand side. I reckon he's going to cut into the middle. Like I said, I want to nullify Dortmund's attack, so I've gone with Fernandinho and Rodri to sit alongside. It sounds very cautious and very defensive there. Fernandinho had an outstanding game against Leicester. He was absolutely phenomenal in nullifying any threats that were coming forward. We managed to nil Leicester, a team that's got a fantastic attack that likes to score goals in their own backyard. Fernandinho largely to help with that, so he has to start in this game. Who drops out? I've gone with Ilkay Gundogan. I've gone with Kevin De Bruyne to play in that false 9 role to appease everybody there. That to me is a sensational middle of the pack for Manchester City. Dortmund going to have their work cut out in dealing with that middle of the park, and I've gone with Mahrez and Phil Foden out wide. Mahrez on the right hand side, Phil Foden on the left hand side. So I've left out John Stones, Sergio Aguero, Gabriel Jesus, Raheem Sterling, Ferran Torres, Benjamin Mendy, Nathan Ake, and more. We've got 5 subs to use in this game. If we need to use them, go and use them. These are big game players. Like I said, keep it tight, keep it compact. Second half, get the big game players, get the Jesus and the Agueros on if we're needing to go and grab a goal. Get Raheem Sterling, get the fresh legs on, go and punish Borussia Dortmund. There's one advantage I feel like City have over Dortmund, is our squad. Our whole squad, a squad of, what, 20 plus players. It's phenomenal. Get them on the bench, bring them on, punish them if things aren't going to plan. We're playing every 3 to 4 days. There's lots of squad rotation, so we need a result to be taken back to Germany with us. So yeah, I would love to know your score and team prediction in the comments below. My betting tip for this game, I did say it for the Leicester game. I'm confident in this game though. Both teams to score. Haaland anytime. I fancy Ilkay Gundogan grabbing a goal for Manchester City. My tip though, wait until them teams are announced. You don't want to be putting a bet on a player to score or do this or do that and then they're not starting. So wait until them teams are announced before doing so. And if you are going to gamble, make sure you are gambling responsibly. However, the time is now. Let's go. Champions League quarter-final, first leg, Etihad Stadium, Man City against Borussia Dortmund. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Link to my live stream watch-along is already out. If you want to go and click on that on my channel and set your reminder, I'll leave the link to that at the end of this video. Leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Score and team predictions. Do let me know. Who would you start? Who misses out? Why? Tell me why in the comments below. Don't forget also, subscribe if you are new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Aiming now for 17k subscribers. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Social media links in the description below. And also sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. And do go and download today's video sponsor, which is OneFootball. You can find their link to their app at the top of my description. Go and press that link. It helps to support the content created here on my channel and download OneFootball. And I'll see you all for that live watch along tomorrow. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. If you're celebrating Easter, then happy Easter Monday. Peace. Ciao for now.